is Myra Elaine from the Buying Space channel, and today I'm opening something from Ooh Aah Crochet, Amber. It's not very long. Let's see. I like this box, Amber. I'm gonna recycle and reuse this one probably immediately. But here we go. As you put just a little bit of bubble wrap or bubble bag at the end, so there's no space for these to move around. These are 2 books. Tables of Houses. And this is published by a secretive society, the Rosicrucians. And when I was 15 years old, I was a neophyte in this society. And this book is about building. It's building charts. And no, I'm not a builder, but because it's from this society, and it does give. Now this was published. Let me see. This was published in Oceanside, and this was published in 1949. And it gives the latitude and longitude of foreign cities across the globe, which is kind of astounding. It has a little bit of damage. This chart, title page, and some of the pages in the front have come out of the binding. Wartime, February 9th, 1942 to September 30th, 1945. Clocks were set ahead for 1 hour. Daylight savings time, March 30th, October 27th, started 19 and 18. Last Sunday in April to last Sunday in October. So that bit of history is written in this book. And this auction that I bought this from was not too long after we sprang forward. So I'm not going to go through the simplified tables of housings or houses, but I'm going to read this on the back. Teachings of an Initiate by Max Heingel. This book is compiled from the writings of an initiate in the Rosicrucian order. It comprises a series of lessons issued by the author to his students together with various public addresses. A few chapter headings will give you an idea of the contents of this book. The scientific method of spiritual unfoldment, the death of a soul, our work in the world, mystic light in the world war, the secret of success, the sign of a master in religion and healing. So this is another Rosicrucian initiate that has a series of books available. And I looked on eBay, and these types of books go from usually $40, and some can go up to $125. Actually, I had a book about the pyramids that was listed for like $65. Now this is the place of the planets. Emeritus 1940 to 1949. The Rosicrucian Fellowship is written on this. The Fellowship. Instead of not the society, not the order. This one talks about the order. So this information, which I believe was published obviously in the 40s and was gathered and understood by this author probably in the 30s. And this is the kind of information that the people at NASA would have needed to know about the planets before they put, you know, what is it, Voyager 2 up in space in the 70s. Because, and also you have to understand how the planets are moving to put not an orbiter, but a satellite like that out in space. From what I understand, it Voyager 1 is beyond our solar system now and is getting a hum from the outside rim of our solar system and out into the inner Milky Way galaxy, which is exciting. I don't think they know what the hum is yet. I'm going to read an excerpt from this book as well. This is done by year. You can see how detailed these charts are. This is from the Rosicrucian magazine, Raised from the Rose Cross, a 48-page magazine, but with one purpose, to make known the Rosicrucian Christianity, the New Age teachings. We believe in harmless life, astrology as a spiritual science, spiritual as well as physical healing, world brotherhood, the one way of Christ for all humanity. This magazine is a constant aid and delight. It carries the following features: the current outlook, the Mystic Light Department, Western Wisdom Bible Study, Today's Science, Astrology, Monthly News, Interrupted, Questions and Answers, Nutrition and Health, and the Children's Department. 3 pages of comment in the current outlook on today's events from the Rosicrucian viewpoint, information articles on the Rosicrucian philosophy, interesting occult and children's stories, personal experience, news comments, answers to questions, original poems, vegetarian living, astrology, articles and reading, vocational guide, advice. So just all kinds of practical and spiritual information. And when I was a neophyte at 15, the reason I could not continue my Rosicrucian studies, I was studying symbolism. It was because I became an atheist, and they are a Christian organization. I don't think Masons accept, or Eastern Star, should I say, accept atheists either. But the symbology, no matter whether you're Christian or atheist, remains the same, although it does have to do with a lot about religious history. I did find out that the origins of the Rosicrucian Society go back to the Apostle Mark. He converted a Greek gentleman that was into Egyptian mysticism and the study of Egypt and the deities. And when he converted this gentleman, he was a spiritual leader. I don't want to even try to pronounce his name. But he started a series of events that led to the establishment of the Rosicrucian Society and a group of Christians that have disappeared from the face of the planet due to the Inquisition. So this, I also had, ironically, just put this vase over here. It's actually a decanter that has the Sphinx and Cleopatra, and that's probably Mark Antony. And there's the Sphinx, and I don't know if that's the Pyramid of Giza or which pyramid that's supposed to be. But also, if you look at it, it has Greek-influenced patterns on it. And this vase, or decanter, has Plato, Aristotle, and Socrates on it, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later. And I'm publishing this, or airing this video, on Wednesday before my Bible reading from the four Gospels, because I'm reading from Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And since Mark is connected to the Rosicrucian Society foundations, and this is Egyptian, and the actual existence of the political arena and the circumstances of how Jesus Christ's life on earth folded out actually have roots back to Aristotle, who did not believe in Yahweh or the Hebrew God at all. He didn't believe in our God. He believed in the gods of the Greek pantheon. So how in the world could he be connected to the circumstances of the life of Christ and the four Gospels? So I'm going to kind of intermingle some videos about the culture that led to the circumstances that existed for the life of Christ and the Rosicrucian Society, and maybe some Egyptology to the four Gospels. And I'm going to keep my readings kind of basic with a little bit after after that, but I'm going to release this video before my next reading in Matthew, just to keep. I don't normally do unboxings or other topics on Wednesday, except for my verse of the day, but I'm going to break from that to talk about things that are related to the Bible that don't necessarily contain scripture, but they still might contain scripture, but they might contain information from other texts. So have a wonderful and blessed day, everyone.